Hey, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so happy you are here. Hope you've had a great week. Today I'm working on a mixed media piece for the challenge over at the Outlaws Twisted Thursday. And our optional theme is in the museum. And you can be inspired by an artist, a museum piece, or just museums in general. Now, this is a theme that's sort of close to my heart. I really enjoy this theme. And I've decided to go with a piece inspired by the artist Georgia O'Keeffe. If you would like more information about this artist, I will leave some links below in the description box, as well as the link to my blog where you'll find the same information. She's a very interesting artist and has done some very different styles. And one of the interesting things about her style is she loved flowers, but she also found beauty in skulls and different pieces found in the earth. So that's sort of what my piece is centered around today. So let's get down to this project and what I used. I have some double score tape. I have this skull, and it is from Close to My Heart, along with the stamp set. The paper is a Bow Bunny Prairie Chick Stonewashed Denim. I have some fabric, a feather, I've got some buttons, I have some flowers that were made from a Polka Doodles Greek science bundle. And I also have some wood veneer here, as well as some twine and some other little pieces. So I'm going to start with this piece of cardboard and this piece of wood veneer. Now this wood veneer is very, very thin, and that's why I'm going to back it with a little bit of cardboard. I'm going to go ahead and just sort of put this wood veneer on this very well-loved mat. And I'm going to use the lines on this mat to line up my ruler to cut across and get a nice straight cut. So here we go. We're going to just lay it here. I'm going to take a single-edged razor blade that you see there, and I'm just going to slowly and carefully cut through this veneer. Always use caution when working with sharp tools. And if you're not comfortable using something like that, I'm sure there are other tools you could use. I just use a lot of single-edge razor blades. I was an oboe player in my real life, and I used them all the time when I made oboe reeds, so I have quite a few of them. All right, moving on, I'm going to take some double score tape now, and I'm also going to use some Fabri-Tac. And I will tell you that this Fabri-Tac worked beautifully adhering this piece of cardboard. And this was just cut off of an old box. You know, you get things in the mail with these boxes, and that's all that is. It's just a piece cut from a box. And I just glued it right onto the back of that veneer, and that gave it a little bit of thickness. Okay, here is a trick for you. If you have trouble working on the fly and you need a bit of a plan, one way you can help yourself is just to lay it all out beforehand, snap a photo with your phone, and then keep your photo nearby, or you keep your phone nearby in your workspace. You can see here that I'm going to just lay this down, and right there it is. And I can refer back to that, and it's kind of like directions then. It's not like I have to work on the fly and try to figure it out as I go along. All right, I'm going to start out just by distressing this paper, and this paper again is from Bow Bunny. It's probably retired. You may be able to find it somewhere. I'll link it if I can. I'm going to add some fibers here. I'm going to start with just a little strip of just a little piece of calico. It's just cotton. It has a little floral print, and I'm going to use a little bit of Fabri-Tac and just glue that straight down onto this piece of veneer. I'm going to come in with this Bow Bunny paper, and again it's Prairie Chick Stonewashed Denim, and there I am referring to that photo. I just pull it up on my phone, look at it, and see, oh yeah, I sort of offset that to the left a little bit. I'm going to take a little bead of Fabri-Tac right along the top. This is just a scrap of twine. Here's another tip for you. leave the wire in. It'll keep it nice and straight as you go along. And then I'm going to take some old scissors that it's not going to hurt to cut that wire. Not my sewing scissors, obviously. And I'm just going to cut right along there. And now I'm going to pull the wire out because I don't want that wire in there necessarily. And I'll keep the wire for another project. All right, here are the little die cuts. Again, this stamp set is from Close to My Heart. I colored them up with Copic markers. I have 2 pieces of cereal board, 2 pieces of cardstock, and then the piece of cardstock that I stamped and colored. This is a scrap feather from an old boa that we used in a skit one time, a 4-H skit, I think. And I'm just going to lay that in there, put a little drop of glue in, and then I will be bringing in something to put over the top. First, I'm going to slip this little card in, or this little ticket. I believe this ticket is probably from a package over at Victoria Designs, I believe. So I'm going to lay that little fluffy piece of feather over the top, bring in my Fabri-Tac and just add a little bit to hold it in place, and then we'll just glue that little button right over the top of it. Whenever I glue buttons or heavy metal gems, something like that, then I usually use either Gorilla Glue or E6000. I don't rely on Fabri-Tac to hold those into place. I'm going to speed things up a little bit because basically we're just gluing from here on out. And if we do something that's a little harder, I'll definitely slow back down. All right, so we're going to take the Fabri-Tac. We're going to go ahead and lay the ticket in place. We're going to lay this little fluffy piece of feather over that. And again, I'm just kind of trying that button out. I'm going to lay a little bit of Fabri-Tac down there. And I'm going to bring in some Gorilla Glue. We'll just slide this little button right into place. I usually like to let Gorilla Glue sit for just a few seconds and give it a little time to start doing its thing, whatever it is it does, and then place that on. It seems to have a little more stick power. Backtracking to the beginning of this video, I was saying that I really enjoy these museum inspiration challenges. We did one before over at Anything Goes in a Card-Free Zone, and I did one on another artist, and I just found it so interesting that I decided let's do one over at Twisted Thursday. I really enjoy researching artists and just kind of getting into their heads and trying to create the way they do. And I think it's a great way to sort of learn as well as kind of get in their heads and create the way they do. All right, here's another tip for you. Because we only have 2 hands, and sometimes it's a little difficult, sometimes it's good to just tie a little knot or a part of a knot the way I just did. Now I'm taking this, I'm wrapping it around my fingers 2 times, creating a bow. And now I'm going to take that little bow, half of it, and just stick it through the circle with the partial knot that I already created. All right, so here I go. I'm just going to slide it through. Now I'm going to grab the tail with these 2 fingers, grab the other tail with my other hand, and pull. And now I have that tied in. Now I'm going to speed things up a little bit here in a second, but I'm going to go ahead first and sort of get my bow exactly the way I want it. And then I'll take those 2 threads and I'll knot it. So here comes the knot. You'll see I kind of struggled to get it there, but there it is. Now it's knotted in place. Go ahead and I will just sort of cut away here, and we'll speed things up just a little bit. Another fun embellishment is just to pull an old button. Go ahead and run some twine through it, tie a knot or a bow, and use that. I really like doing that, especially for Western theme pieces. I like to use them as conchos and such. All right, here's this heavy chipboard that we have created ourselves, heavy chipboard embellishment. And I'm going to put it sort of over the feather. His little horn's going to go over it, but the tip of the feather is going to go over the flower there. I'm going to bring in with some Gorilla Glue. I'm going to place that metal button in place. And now I'm bringing in some Fabri-Tac just to put over these flowers. You notice I didn't really color them with much depth. That's because I knew I was going to come in and lay these handmade flowers over them. All right, I'm coming in with my Copic marker and I'm going to color up these gems, these little pearls actually. I'm just going to lay those around the ticket, sort of to tie in that darker reddish color that I have in those flowers. And I'm going to slip this one right underneath that feather. All right, that pretty much finishes up this mixed media piece. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, check out the description box below if you'd like to learn more about Georgia O'Keeffe. I will also link the other artist, Louis Wain, that I did earlier in case you want to check that out. Hey, come on over and share with us, and I'll leave that link below also. So come on over and share at Twisted Thursday. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will catch up with you in the next video. Bye.